outside, and Fury of Lewis is attacked.
What's happening, my people? It's Cast Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people who just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a podcast. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. That's all. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT. Crush the legend, hashtag TWT. Mike Mazik. Salute to everyone. And welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, The Box Historian. Today, the junior middleweight division in boxing. And you know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Box Historian, bringing you all that boxing history. Boxing is the greatest sport of them all. That's why we love it. Can't get enough of it. How's everyone today? This is the Tuesday afternoon edition of Cast Sports, the Box Historian. Still early in the week. Today we're going to talk about the junior middleweights. You know, on Tuesday we look at the divisions. You know, a little history. Same as usual. Look at some of the old guys, some of the all-time greats that competed at 154, And then look at the rankings of the guys that compete at 154 right now as we speak. You know, like Mel up there. I don't know what Castano is now. I don't think he fought since that second Mel fight. But he made so much money, and the conversion rate in Argentina, where he's from, is just crazy. So he's probably a billionaire once he took that money he made from the Mel fights down there. So Castano said, I'm not fighting anymore. But yeah, then we're going to look at some of the top fights in the junior middleweight division. But salute to Crush, the legend, Mike Mazik in the building. Crush, the legend. Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. The Coffee and Donuts. A joint TWT JBT operation. So you know it's got to be fire. And yeah, this is fight week for the big heavyweight showdown. And it's also the week for the big JBT raffle, which is at $340. One $5 entry will win you $340 4 days before Christmas. Who can beat that? Even if you get the 5 for $20, you're still coming out way ahead. That is a big turnaround, man. You can convert $5 for one entry, $20 for 5 entries into $340 right now. And still 4 days to go. Still got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and Saturday morning. Because the announcement will be 5 minutes after Fury gets his hand raised. And then the announcement of Furios get their hand raised. Just like after the Better Be at Bivol fight. We're going to do a joint show. And 5 minutes after the winner gets their hand raised, we do the drawing. 5 minutes after that, the winner will have the money in their cash app. Okay? 5 minutes after that, cash out my cut right back to me. Okay, hit return. You know what I'm saying? Donnie Williams, the Melanin Queen 27 in the building. Salute Melanin Queen. Yeah, 340 right now, Melanin Queen. Last time I checked, like 10 o'clock this morning, it's up $340. We have exploded over. Remember, it was like $250 Friday. Almost $100 since Friday. So $340 right now. But salute Melanin Queen. And Donnie Williams in the building. But man, who can beat that? One $5 entry can get you $340. That's just right now. You still got 4 more days to go. Can we get 500? And it's winner take all. Ain't no half and half no more. Winner takes all of it. Okay? But Melanin Queen 27 in the building. Donnie Williams just came in. Salute. And Just Do Boxing is in the building. What's up, Just Do? Just Do gave us a bonus show this morning. It was a fire build as usual. And then we got another Just Do Boxing at 4 o'clock. Another fire build. Okay? But salute to everybody. Appreciate everybody rocking with me today to talk about this junior middleweight division. But yeah, $340, man. One $5 entry. I wish I could get in it. Mike Grimm in the building. What's up, Mike? Salute. Okay, let's get ready to talk about Al. Highlights of boxing history. This is the last month, December. Okay? But I got something else planned starting tomorrow for 2 to 2:30. So drop in to check that out. But highlights of boxing history for the month of December. Just some things that happened throughout boxing each day. All 31 days in December. December does have 31 days, but okay. All right. December 1st, 2018, recently, Tyson Fury fought Deontay Wilder for the first time in a very controversial draw. Yeah. And, you know, then when he got knocked out in that last round, he was out. I thought if you knocked out, you don't even need a count. It's over. That man was sleeping. But halfway through the count, he woke up. Tyson Fury has some amazing recuperative powers. You know what I'm talking about. To wake up from a Deontay Wilder right hand. But I thought the rules was if you knocked out, that's it. You don't need a count, the fight's over. But I guess not, because the referee started counting and the man woke up. And then they called it a draw. I thought Deontay won. But there was a whole lot happening in that series. But anyway, December 2nd, 2000. Felix Tito Trinidad defeated Fernando Vargas to unify the WBA and IBF light middleweight titles. That's what we're talking about today, light middleweight. Felix and Fernando might be in when we talk about the top 10 of the top super middleweights of junior middleweights of all time. Might see Felix and Fernando in there, but yeah, 2000. Felix beat Fernando. I remember that fight. February 3rd, 1960. Gene Fullmer and Sugar Ray Robinson fought for the third time. Fullmer retained the NBA World Middleweight title with a 15-round draw. Yeah, that's Fullmer and Sugar Ray on the opening. You know, one of the fights I show when I'm coming on. Yep, Fullmer and Sugar Ray is the third one. February 4th, two of those great 1950 middleweights, I might add. February 4th, 1999, Fernando Vargas defeated Ronald Winky Wright by majority decision to retain the IBF Light Middleweight Championship. Isn't that fitting? They talking about all these junior middleweight fights, and that's what we're going to be talking about today, junior middleweight. Wow. Two of the first 4 days was about junior middleweight. I didn't plan it that way. February 5th, 1947, the Brown Bomber, Joe Louis, retained his world heavyweight title for the 24th time by defeating Jersey Joe Walcott. That was the record. And then he broke it again because he did it one more time. Remember, he had 25. So that was the next to the last time. I think he eventually lost it to Edward Charles, 1949. We covered that yesterday, remember? That was in November. February the 6th, 2008, the Pac-Man, Manny Pacquiao defeated Oscar De La Hoya after 8 rounds. Yeah, he got Oscar up out of there. Was that Oscar's last fight? I think it might have been. Not sure about that, but yeah, it was around that time. Because I think he fought Floyd before Manny, right? February 7th, wow, 1734. James Figg was born. He would be the first recognized boxing champion from England. James Figg, 1734. February the 8th, 2007. Floyd Mayweather Jr., I guess he Pretty Boy Floyd at that time. Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather Jr. defended his WBC and ring welterweight titles, defeating Ricky Hatton. Yeah, that check hook took Ricky out. Remember that one? Yeah, check hook. That was the end of it. Well, the beginning of the end, anyway. That led to Ricky getting taken up out of there, that check hook. February 9th, 1955, Sugar Ray Robinson joined the exclusive group of fighters who have been world champion 3 or more times in one division. And Sugar Ray won middleweight 5 times. But like Carmen Basilio said, Sugar Ray had to lose it 4 times to win it 5 times. Carmen Basilio was hating, man. December 10th, 1958. The mongoose / old mongoose. I guess he was the old mongoose by 58. Archie Moore knocked out Yvon Durrell to retain his world light heavyweight title in what many consider to be one of the greatest fights in boxing history. And Archie, man, it took Archie 16 years to get a title shot. 16 years. The man started when he was 23. He was 39 when he got his first title shot. But guess what? Archie kept that bad boy for 10 years. Because Archie said, if I lose this, I don't know if I ever going to get another title shot. So once Archie got it, he kept it for 10 years straight. Light heavyweight champion. That's got to be the record. At least for light heavyweight, because Joe Louis was light heavyweight for like 12 years. But 10 got to be the record for light heavyweight. I'm going to check on that. February 11th, 1981. Muhammad Ali had his last fight. He would lose a 10-round decision, unanimous decision, to the future WBC World Heavyweight Champion, Trevor Berbick. And Ali should have been out of the ring by then. He was already showing signs of that Parkinson's disease by then, you know. He was kind of slurring his words already. They said he was having a little memory loss. He's still in the ring fighting. That's crazy. Had to take a drink. But they said it was Don King. Larry Holmes and Trevor Berbick fights when Ali was still around, because before the Larry Holmes fight, Ali was in the hospital some months before that, and Don King paid his hospital bills, and they say Don King made him fight Holmes to pay him his money back. And Don King knew that man was sick already, had no business still in the ring. Then he fought another fight. But yeah, Trevor Berbick was the last one for Muhammad. Yeah, but it should have been out of the ring. February 12th, 1968, Nicolino Loesch won the World Welterweight Championship, knocking out Paul Fuji. And Nicolino don't get enough credit. He's one of the top defensive fighters, too. Right up there with Willie Pep, Floyd, Sweet Pea. Yeah, Nicolino Loesch is right up there. February 13th, 1981, Muhammad Ali announced his retirement from boxing. So he had his last fight on the 11th, announced his retirement on the 13th. You know what's crazy? The way Ali and Frazier's careers were so intertwined with each other. They retired 1 week apart, 1981. Frazier retired 1 week, and then like 8 days later, Ali retired. 1 week apart. Isn't that something? And both of them should have been out of the ring, though. February 14th, 1967. Leon Spinks, too, when Ali got his title back from Spinks, that should have been his last fight because he was already showing signs of Parkinson's then. In 1978 and still fighting 3 years later in 81. February 14th, 1960. Maybe it wouldn't have got as bad as it had got if he had stopped in 78. But let's go on. February 14th, Valentine's Day, 1967. Hiroshi Kobayashi dropped Yoshiaki Numata 4 times before knocking him out to win the world title in the first world title fight in history between 2 Japanese fighters. Yeah, Hiroshi Kobayashi, Yoshiaki Numata. And those are right. Okay, pat myself on the back. That was a good job, Cass. Do it again. Hiroshi Kobayashi, Koshiaki Numata. Now I better stop before I start butchering. February 15th, 1968. Jess Willard passed away at age 86. He would be remembered as the world heavyweight champion between 1915 and 1919. Yeah, Jack Dempsey brutally beat him and took his title. Yeah. February 16th, 1940. The Brown Bomber, Joe Louis, defeated Al McCoy for the heavyweight boxing title. Okay, Joe got it in 1940. Yep. 1940. Let me think for a minute. Yeah, he defeated. It was up. I think Joe had it before. He was just defending it then. Yeah, because he beat Max Melling in 38. He had the title then. So 1940 was just the defense of it. February 17th, 1978. The Pac-Man, Manny Pacquiao, was born in Kibawe, Philippines. He would be the first and perhaps the only champion of 8 different weight classes. So far he is. Amanda almost did it. She was going for number 8 against Katie. And she still had 7, so Amanda might still do it. Amanda didn't retire after that fight, did she? So Amanda got the best chance of even passing Manny. She's got 7. February 18th, 2006. Manny Pacquiao knocked out Eric Morales in the 3rd round of their 3rd and final match, the 3rd fight of the trilogy. Manny won that one. Got him out of there in the 3rd round. It keeps sounding like the music on the stop. I'm having flashbacks from yesterday. I took it off the loop. I don't know how. It was an accident. February 19th, 1926. The Chicago Tribune arranged the Golden Gloves amateur competition with the status of national championship. Yeah, 1926, they started the Golden Gloves. Wow. And that's still the gold standard of amateur boxing now, the Golden Gloves. February the 20th, 1946. Sugar Ray Robinson became world champion for the first time, defeating Tommy Bell by a 15-round unanimous decision. Yeah. And Sugar Ray got that fight in spite of going against the Mafia because they wanted him to do certain things for him, like, take some dives and all that. But Sugar Ray wouldn't do it. It had no kind of repercussions. He just had to wait longer to get his championship shot, but he finally got it in 1946, and he won it. November 21st, 1908. Sam Langford defeated Jim Flynn in a first-round knockout, 1908. February 22nd, 1912. Henry Armstrong was born in Columbus, Mississippi, and he would be world champion at featherweight lightweight and welterweight at the same time, right? And made a total of 19 title defenses. You had all three of them at the same time. And featherweight and welterweight is 21 pounds apart. That was amazing. But he fought his fights at welterweight very low. He was fighting at 147, like 138, 140, because you don't have to be 147. You just can't go over it. You can be as low as you want to be, you know? You just can't go over 147. So Henry was fighting real low because he had to get back down to 126 and defend featherweight, remember? So, yeah. Al Booger in the building. JBT all day. What's up, AB? We are talking about some highlights of boxing history, and then we're going to talk about the junior middleweight division today. Yep. That's with Bud Crawford and Virgil and Fundora. Earl. I guess Earl is there if he decides to fight again. And Tim Tszyu, Mel, a whole bunch of them. 54 is a hot division, one of the hottest. They need a Super 6 or a Super 10, a Super something at 154. You know how they had the Super 6 back in the day at Super middleweight? Yeah. They need one at 154. Because the titles are all spread out. February 23rd, 1909, Barney Ross was born in New York City, New York. He would be world champion in 3 weight divisions and a decorated veteran of World War II. Barney Ross. February 24th, 1899, Barbie Dawes defeated Pete Sheenan. February 25th, 1923, Harry Greb defeated Tommy Lockman in a rare case of Christmas boxing. Christmas boxing, wow. February 26th, 1908, Jack Johnson won the world heavyweight title. First black heavyweight champion, Jack Johnson, 1908. I bet you Al Booger knew that already. Yeah, Jack Johnson, 1908, first black heavyweight champion. February 27th, 1957, Tom Witherspoon, not Tim, Tom Witherspoon. And maybe they are talking about Tim. It says Tom, but it's probably Tim because it says Tom Witherspoon was born. He would become a 2-time heavyweight champion and work regularly as a sparring partner for Muhammad Ali. Yeah, they talking about Tim Witherspoon. It's got Tom. Born in 1957. Yeah, that's Tim. Yeah. February 28th. I don't know why I'm thinking about February. December 28th, 1936. Billy Conn defeated Fritzy Zivik in round 10. And Billy almost beat Joe Louis. Through 12 rounds, he had him. Joe Louis needed a knockout, and Billy came out and he got overconfident, right? He was giving Joe Louis a boxing lesson, man. And came out in the 13th round and wanted to stand toe-to-toe with the brown bummer and got knocked out. Instead of continuing on boxing like he was doing, Joe needed a knockout, man. Billy got overconfident and said, I'm going to stand toe-to-toe for the last 3 rounds. And didn't he make it 1 round? Knocked out. Wouldn't that have been something? Joe wouldn't have had those 25 title defenses or nothing. And Billy came up from light heavyweight. December 29th, 1881, Jess Willett was born. He would defeat Jack Johnson for the world heavyweight title in 1915 and eventually lose the title against Jack Dempsey in 1919. Yeah, that one against Jack Johnson was down in Cuba, and they said it was a fixed fight. Jack denied it, but, they said it was. December 30th, 1970, Sonny Liston passed away. He was the world heavyweight champion in 1962 after knocking out Floyd Patterson in the first round and repeating the knockout the following year to become the inaugural WBC heavyweight champion. First WBC champion, Sonny Liston. And both of those fights were carbon copies of each other. First round knockouts. The second one was 4 seconds faster than the first one. Second one was 4 seconds faster than the first one. Almost came at the same point in the round and everything, just 4 second difference. Carbon copies. That's why Cus D'Amato kept Floyd away from Sonny for so long. Define Irony One. How are you today, sir? God bless you. Back to YouTube, bro. Good to see you. That's our friend down in Puerto Rico. Did a great job covering that Richardson Hitchens, Liam Pyro fight. Define Irony One. Yeah, did a great job covering that, man. Okay. This finally, December 31st, 1952. Danny Nautico defeated Jake LaMotta in a light heavyweight non-title fight. Highlights of boxing history. Okay. All right. So let's get ready to get 226 started with the junior middleweight division. Was talking about the raffle earlier. Like I said, $340 as of 10 o'clock this morning. Let me see. Check it right quick before we start. Maybe it's 400 by now. It's been rolling. We was at 250 Friday, remember? Something like that, 250. And now we're at 340, almost $100 just over the weekend, just about. Let me see. Let's see. What did I just say? 340. Let's see. Look like somebody else done came in. I got to make sure whether that's dues or raffle. It then went up 20, but oh yeah, that's another person. 360 now. 360. $360. D for the win. Woo-wee. D for the win has got some chances, man. He got 2 5 for 20s in there. I'll add that after the show. 360 for the raffle, everybody. Got another $20. Almost 400. You can get that for $5. Okay? Just $5. But make your chances better. Go for the 5 for 20. Right? Then you get 20 chances. 5 chances for $20. Then you get 20, but you got to spend like 100 or something. 80. We do have a person with 25 chances spent 100. I ain't gonna put their business out in the street though, but we do have one person with 100 chances. So yeah, get at least 20. Oh, and congratulations to Thomas Morris, Prison Talk with Tommy. The new baby has arrived into the world. Yeah, the new baby is here. Congratulations, Thomas Morris and Mrs. Thomas Morris. Yeah, the new baby is here. Anybody know whether it was a boy or a girl? I just heard it was here. I don't know what it was or anything. If you do, put it in the chat. But yeah, the coach and his wife's new child has been born. A healthy baby. So congratulations to them. Yeah. And that baby come from the hospital, get ready to take over their household. Yeah, the baby is going to be running things for a while. And then they grow up. Yeah. Into teenagers. Teenagers don't ask for $5 no more, like when I was growing up. They be asking for $100 now. Go down to the mall on Saturday. Need $100, Dad. I don't even spend $100 at the mall. You think I'm gonna give you $100? Shit. If you do, we're gonna go down and spend that together. You know what I mean? Yeah, the junior middleweight division. But congratulations to Coach Morris and his wife on the new baby. Yeah. Main thing was born nice and healthy and everything, and that's good. Okay, we're gonna talk about the junior middleweight division. I did it again, man. Made up all these old pictures to go along with the highlights of boxing history and didn't even show them again, man. Damn. I keep doing that. Okay. I'll show them now before we get started. That is crazy. I was going to show a picture for every 5 dates. Now, oh man, let me stop because I am messing up now. In case we go off the air, see y'all tomorrow. Yeah, see, that's one. Supposed to been showing these as I'm going through my boxing history. I forgot. And now it's over. That was December. Joe Louis and Max Smelling, Sugar Ray and Jake LaMotta, just some historic pictures. Ali and Frazier, and finally, Floyd and Manny. And I forgot to show him. Damn. Okay. The junior middleweight division in boxing. How's everybody today? This is fight week for the big heavyweight showdown coming up. Fury and Usyk, Saturday. And also the week of the big JBT raffle. Did I tell y'all it's $360 now? Just went up a little while ago. I checked it at 10, it was $340. Then I just checked it 5 minutes ago, it's $360. We're gonna get that $400 by Saturday, watch. It's gonna be $400. 5 minutes after Fury gets his hand raised, the winner gets there, whatever it is, and then 5 minutes after that, send my cut back, right? Okay, the junior middleweight is, I was trying to tell 2:30, it is 2:30. It's bad luck to start before 2:30. Junior middleweight. Also, light middleweight, also known as junior middleweight, also known as super welterweight, right? Weight class in boxing, but also may include other combat sports. But as far as boxing, that's what we're talking about, right? Now, I call it junior middleweight. The junior middleweight division is in the IB. It's the junior middleweight, and it depends on the sanctioning body. It's the junior middleweight for the IBF, super welterweight for the WBA and WBC. Okay, I don't know what it is for the WBO. Right now, this division was established in 1961 when the Australian Board of Control recognized the fight between Emil Griffith and Teddy Wright for the World Championship. And the fight took place on October 17th. It was won by Griffith with a 15-round decision. 3 days later, the WBA championship was created. When the NBA turned into the WBA, right? And that was when Denny, for the first WBA title, Denny Moyer outpointed Joey Giambra. This is at 154. And then the World Boxing Council recognized the WBO champion as the true division champion until 1975, because the WBC came in 63, but the WBA champion was recognized as the true champion until 75. And then the WBC stripped their current champion and sanctioned a fight between Miguel de Oliveira and Jose Duran for the vacant title. And de Oliveira won the fight over 15-round decision. And the IBF crowned its first 154 champion when Mark Madall defeated Earl Hargrove in 1984. Yeah, Earl Hargrove was one of those fire profiles Mike Mazik gave us. Yep. And he was he lost in the first IBF title fight at 154 to Mark Madall in 1984. Then the WBO, they crowned its first 154 champion in 1988. David Jackson beat Lupe Aquino, okay? And that's when the WBO came into existence in 1988. Yep. Popular boxers to have held championships in the 154 division include Nino Benvenuti, Canelo Alvarez, Manny Pacquiao, Wilfred Benitez, Sugar Ray Leonard, Miguel Cotto, Thomas Hearns, Mike McCallum, Julian Jackson, Roberto Duran, Terry Norris, Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather Jr., Zab Judah, and Winky Wright. Okay. Now, let's talk about some the former guys, former greats at super middleweight. Okay. Then we're gonna get into the current people in the division. But first, some of the former guys that performed at super middleweight over the years. It just started in think, what did they say? 62. I just read it. Something like it. So that's not that long ago, like the other ones. Because we just had the 8. The main 8: featherweight, bantamweight, lightweight, welterweight, middleweight, light heavyweight, heavyweight. Yeah, we didn't have all those juniors and supers, which they call the tweener divisions, right? The tweeners. Yeah, the tweener divisions. That's what they call them. Okay, yeah, pro boxing fans. Yeah, they say never fail. I have everything all set up, then when the show started, I can't find nothing. But there it is. Man. Some of the best junior middleweights ever. Not the best, some of them. I don't like to say the top 10 because I know somebody's gonna get left out, but some of them, right? Now, ranking the top 10 junior middleweights is a tricky endeavor, right? Puts to test the full range of qualities that a person uses to determine greatness. Now, the old fighters suffer historically from the division's lack of value in the early days. And almost all fighters worth being considered great didn't make 154 their home for too long. Yeah, like Sugar Ray Hearns each of them fought less than 5 fights in that division. A lot of fighters, 154 is like a pit stop, right? But despite a dicey history and the fact that this has largely been a pit stop division, 154 has been home to some awfully good fighters and some legendary fights. We're going to talk about some of the top fights there too. Now, at the top of the all-time ranking is the conundrum of what is better: a star that shines for a long time or a comet that flashes briefly. Now, throughout the rankings, one struggles to weigh what is more valuable. Is a long reign more impressive than a fighter who established clearer greatness with a smaller body of work? How do you weigh in losses? Does becoming a pound-for-pound number 1 or number 2 fighter in the world or at this weight count for more than having longevity? 3 questions and more will be answered as we explore the top 10 junior middleweights. 10 of the top junior middleweights who ever lived. 10 of the top junior middleweights who ever lived. Okay, I don't know. Let me see what this is. Oh, that's the thumbnail. Now, what in the world was that? Yeah, okay. Mel. Okay, the first one is Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Now, he's like the comet that flashed through there briefly. He had less than 5 fights at junior middleweight, but they were all 5 good ones. Okay, so he makes it. And Thomas Hearns' career went from 1977 to 2006. 29-year career for the Hitman. 29 years, longevity. Probably stayed a little too long, Now, okay, Thomas Hearns, the Hitman. Now, Thomas Hearns never lost at 154. And his work was convincing against top fighters. He had wins over tough Ernie Singletary and a first-round wipeout of Marcus Geraldo. Then he had a decision win over the great Wilfred Benitez for the WBC title. Had a defense over tough Italian fighter Luigi Bencillo, and a one-punch flattening over Roberto Duran, right? And that's part of all the fights he had there. Yep, that fight with Duran, that was at 154. That was probably the biggest one. And this is the same Roberto Duran who 2 fights before that had electrified a Madison Square Garden crowd with a dissection of unbeaten Davey Moore, and was coming off a very close loss to Marvin Hagler. 1 point on 2 scorecards, right? No one ever did that to Duran in 30 years of fighting, what Hearns did to him, okay? Nobody. And he was coming off some pretty good performances, right? Just before that fight. Oh, thank you, Melanie Queen. It's the baby boy, okay. Yeah, Thomas Morris and his wife had a baby boy. Yeah. All right, thank you, Melanie Queen. Okay. Yeah, nobody did Duran like that. And Hearns' wins over Benitez and Duran illustrate the versatility of Hearns, right? Got in there with a brawler, Duran, and wiped him out, and then a boxer like Benitez and outboxed him over 15 rounds. That's versatility there. He could outbox the best boxers and win a dogfight with the best brawlers. 2 more defenses followed knockouts over Fred Hutchins and Mark Madall before Hearns moved up north for good. So he had about 7 fights there. Should have said less than 10, yeah. He left 154 for good. But his work at 154 was rather brief. But that's the way it really should be in a tweener division. That's right. It's a tweener division. Pit stop. Hearns' reign was explosive. And while Hearns was at 154, he was considered one of the very few best fighters in the world at that time, yeah, when he was at 154. He might have even had a better, it was short, but he might have did better at 154 than he even did at welterweight. He's more recognized at welterweight because he was there a lot longer. But at 154, Hearns was he was a monster. Yep. Next is Terry Norris. Terry Norris. It's Terry Norris facing us. Now, Terry, his career went from 1986 to 1998. 12-year career for Terry. Had a brother, Olin Norris, that fought too. I want to say Olin was a heavyweight. I'm not sure what Olin was. But he didn't reach the popularity that Terry did, nowhere near. Now, Terry Norris, definitely the most accomplished junior middleweight of all time, and one of his most talented. You know, when you're watching a prime Norris, you knew you were witnessing something special. Great athleticism with stunning speed and punching power too. Now, fighters like Norris don't come around very often, and one would be within reason to proclaim Norris as one of the greatest offensive forces ever seen in the ring, right? Now, working against Norris is an iffy chin. Working against him is an iffy chin, right? And a rather unambitious career direction. Nevertheless, some of his wins are underrated. He wiped out Sugar Ray Leonard, remember? Perfect example of the chicken egg argument. Sure, Leonard looked terrible, but Norris had a lot to do with him looking terrible, right? And he was, in fact, an underdog coming into the fight and beat Sugar Ray, just wiped him out. And it does an injustice to a fighter like Norris to discredit his win on the basis of observation made after the fight. You know, everybody talked about what Sugar Ray was done and past his prime and all that after the fight. But before the fight, Sugar Ray came in as the favorite. So that's not fair to Norris to start looking at Sugar Ray's status after the fight. Before the fight, he was the favorite. So stick to the same energy, you know? And his other work is not bad neither. A title-winning destruction of John the Beast Mugabe, wins over top material like Donald Curry, Jorge Castro, Meldrick Taylor, Simon Brown, Paul Vaden, and Vincent Petway. And all in all, knockout losses in his prime, a ridiculous propensity to fouls that delayed his career progression. And the fact that most of the big names he fought were past their best cost him overall. But let's not forget that Norris at his best was absolutely top-notch. Yes, he was, Terry Norris. Mike McCallum. Another, that's Mike on the left, on the right. Another nice super middleweight. Yeah. But you still got 4 days to get in and try to get that $360. $360 right now with 4 days to go. It will be $400 by Saturday. Guarantee you. Now, if not, I ain't going to put $40 in there and make it $400. That's not what I'm saying. But it will be $400 by Saturday. We done got over $100 like in the last 3 days. Well, you know, I was telling everybody they always pick up toward the end. I don't know why that is, but they always do. Always pick up toward the end. Damn, 400. Maybe we should have kept that thing half and half. But no, winner take all. Mike McCallum fought from 1981 to 1997, a 16-year career for Mike. Not bad. Now, they called him the body snatcher, right? he was one of the craftier fighters to ply his trade at 154, right? He had old school skills. His success spanned several divisions, but it was at 154 where he first illustrated his vast upside. In 1986, McCallum defended his title against Julian Jackson. Jackson came into that fight 29-0, right? And McCallum sponged Jackson's best shot before lowering the boom in round 2, right? That was his highest profile defense against Julian Jackson. And he dusted off an apparently resurgent Donald Curry with a stunning one-punch knockout in round 5, right? Throwing knockouts over a tough David Braxton, who was 15-1 when he came to that fight. Milt McCoy was 31-1. And Ayub Kalule. And McCallum's work shines at 154. And I didn't tell you, all his wins at 154 came by knockout. Mike McCallum. Yeah. Hardcore boxing news in the building. What's up, Jay Hardcore? The founder of this JBT. 360, Jay. $360 is now the raffle. And I just guaranteed it'll be $400 by Saturday. Now, if it stay at 360, I said I'm not gonna put no $40 in it to make it $400, but it'll be $400 by Saturday. But $360 for $5, you cannot beat that, man. $20 is still a large turnaround. So yeah, you still got 4 days to get in. Okay. All you got to spend is $5 and take home $360 4 days before Christmas. The drawing is Saturday. 5 minutes after Fury gets his hand raised, the winner will be announced. And then 5 minutes after that, the money will be in the winner's cash app. Yeah. Then 5 minutes after that, send me mine back. No, just kidding. Okay. But salute Jay Hardcore. Winky Wright is next. But Saturday coming up, yeah. 5 minutes after the Fury Usyk fight, the winner will be announced. And 5 minutes after the announcement, the winner will have the money in their cash app. It will probably be at least $400. It's $360 now with Yeah, I got it, Jay. I just got that one doing the show. I was saying $340 when I started. Then I checked about $230. It was $360. Yeah. Yeah, that was the last one in. Mm-hmm. Need 40 more. 400. Next is Ronald Winky Wright. Ronald Winky Wright. He fought from 1990 to 2008. 18-year career for Winky. Now, Winky had unparalleled credentials at 154, right? He was crafty southpaw, and he first established his potential at 22 years old when he fought 55-1 champion Julio Cesar Vasquez, very tough, in Argentina. Went to his country and fought him. It was a title try. Winky fell short, but he had a very tough fight. He was only 22 years old in Argentina, right? Against Julio Cesar Vasquez, a veteran champion, 55-1. That's when everybody started noticing Winky then. He beat some good contenders too. Tony Marshall, Andrew Council, Bronco McCart. Then he lost in another title try. WBO champion Harry Simon went to South Africa to fight him. Another close decision. Another very close decision. Went to South Africa for the South Africans. Lost that one very close, right? Then they had another close decision loss to Fernando Vargas. Fernando was unbeaten at the time too. Then Winky found his winning stride with the win over McCart, ex-champion Keith Mullins. Then he beat won the vacant title from Robert Frazier. He made 4 defenses over credible contenders. Then he beat Shane Mosley twice, right? That's what established him as a top fighter when he got that win over Shane Mosley. Unified the titles over Shane. And so his days at 154 were over. He went up to 160 and dominated against Felix Trinidad immediately following the Mosley trials. Went up to 160, beat Felix. That speaks volumes. Ronald Winky Wright. And he was kind of like ducked early in his career too. Winky was. After he went down there and beat that guy in Argentina, the 55-1 guy. I mean, he didn't beat him, had that close fight with him. People was kind of like shying away from Winky for a while after that. Yeah. Okay. Next is the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. There's Oscar, the Golden Boy. Yeah, Oscar. Oscar did some good work at 54. Junior middleweight today. Oscar's career went from 1992 to 2008, 16 years. Yep. Now, his second fight with Shane Mosley, he officially lost. He beat Shane, but they say it was a juiced up. Well, Sugar Shane beat him, but it was a juiced up Sugar Shane, right? And it's hard to look at that fight as a loss, right? Sugar Shane was juiced up for that fight. Now, while it will always be an L for Oscar, it resonates as a win in many respects. But regardless, Oscar's work at 154 was dynamite. Perhaps his finest moment was against another drug-enhanced fighter in a fierce grudge match against Fernando Vargas in a blood and guts knockout win. He earned his first belt at 154 with a wide decision over Javier Castillejo. Got his first championship there, yeah. And he scored a knockout over a spent Eweight Campos. And other than Felix Trinidad, he was the only fighter to bowl over the tough Ricardo Mayorga in short order. Yeah, nobody did Ricardo like Oscar did him but Tito. Now, even though he lost to Floyd Mayweather at junior middleweight, the fact that a post-peak De La Hoya is responsible for Mayweather's only non-unanimous decision win speaks volumes for him also, yeah. That was Floyd's only win that was not unanimous, was against Oscar. 154. The Golden Boy. Oh, Jay say 500 by Saturday. Okay. That would be nice. Damn, you should have left that thing at 50-50. No, just kidding. It's winner take all. Winner takes all. Okay, but yeah, that would be nice. 500 by Saturday. And just think of somebody that got one entry for $5. Get the 500. 4 days before Christmas. That would be nice. But somebody's going to win it, and this is Saturday. $360 right now. Potentially 500 by Saturday. 4 more, well, really 5 more days. We got the rest of today. We got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we got Saturday, right? Because the drawing is not going to be until after Fury gets his hand raised. Furiosi, gets their hand raised. You can tell who I'm for, right? But after the fight, 5 minutes later, the drawing will be done, and then 5 minutes after that, you will have your money in your Cash App. Yeah. So this Saturday, big day, the big heavyweight rematch and the JBT drawing. Big historic days this Saturday. Okay, Ayub Kalule is next. He had a 10-year career from 1976 to 1986. Ayub did. Now, unfortunately for Kalule, the only time most fans ever saw him was when he lost to Sugar Ray Leonard in 1981. But still, he gave an absolutely prime Leonard a pretty good fight before being stopped, and otherwise, he compiled a fine body of work other than the Sugar Ray stoppage. He was a skillful southpaw, right? He defeated some youthful talent on his way up, including wins over Elisha Obed. And Elisha was 66-2, a veteran fighter when you beat him. Miguel Castellini, Sugar Ray Seals, and Kevin Finnegan, right? He had a 15-round decision over 23-0 Masashi Kudo, and that won the WBA title. That was his first title. He wildly outscored unbeaten Steve Gregory, and he made 3 more dominant defenses after that, right? And when he fought Sugar Ray, he was 36-0. And he was only behind by a few points when Sugar Ray stopped him. He was well within the fight, right? Then he had setbacks against Davey Moore, Mike McCallum, 2 good 154-pounders. And that seemed to spell the end of his winning ways. But still he managed to beat a couple more good fighters, Lindell Holmes and Sambu Colombe, before he was finished. Yeah. We go back, not far though, Nino Benvenuti, fought in the 60s, early 70s, 61 to 71. He had a 10-year career. That's Nino on the right, Nino Benvenuti. Okay, pretty solid guy. And he was one of the original standouts because remember, it started in 62. He was one of the originals at junior middleweight, right? Was a great boxer who began to put a stamp on his legacy at 154, right? He was the first junior middleweight to be inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Was Nino Benvenuti. First 154 pounder to go in the Hall of Fame. And by 1966, get this, he was 65-0. 65-0. And he was the reigning junior middleweight champion at the time. He lost a split decision to South Korea's Ki-Soo Kim in his last fight at 154. Spoiled his perfect record at that weight class. One loss at 54. And he beat some good fighters on his way up, including wins over Warhorse, Gaspar Ortega, Ted Wright, and Denny Moyer. Y'all heard me talk about Denny Moyer before. Good fighter back there in the 60s. Put it all together against countryman Sandro Mazzinghi in 1965. Mazzinghi was 40-1, and Benvenuti stopped him, okay, in the 6th round to win the WBC and WBA titles. And he beat Mazzinghi in the rematch by decision later that same year. But after the loss to Kim, Benvenuti was on his way up. Then went up to 160 and solidified his Hall of Fame career. Okay, next is Tito. You can't do 154 and leave Tito off. No way. Somebody would have to call the police on me if I leave Tito off of this list, man. Tito, Felix Trinidad, 1990 to 2008, 18-year career for Tito. Okay, 18 years. No way, it's 3 o'clock already. I just started. Damn. Man. Now, Tito really only competed at 54 for 1 year, but Tito was in devastating form at 154. It says a lot about his game at junior middleweight that he was able to crack the top 10 despite participating in this division only in the year 2000, right? And made the list. He only fought there 1 year. And that version of Trinidad was arguably at his best and only topped by Hearns in his overall brutality at 154. He virtually took out the entire youth movement at 154 at the time and not only beat them, but rendered them spent forces. Battered, undefeated title holder David Reed en route to an easy decision win before defending against Mamadou Thiam. I know that ain't right, but that's Mamadou Thiam in his next fight. He tore out unbeaten champion Fernando Vargas' heart en route to a 12th round stoppage that took a lot out of ferocious Fernando. And while he doesn't have the tenure of other junior middleweight champions, he was able to accomplish things at 154 that few can claim. By the time Tito left the division, he was 39-0 and considered by some to be number 1 pound for pound in the sport. Yeah, Tito was never beaten at 154. Never beaten. Yeah. He only stayed there a year, but he never lost. Okay. And finally, Sandro Mazzinghi. From 1961 to 1978, he had a 17-year career. Then we're going to look at the current rankings of the current fighters in the division. And then some fights, some top fights. And then some link time, okay? Sandro Mazzinghi, 1961 to 1978, right? Now, he's another one of the early ones because the division started in 1962, remember? Let me take a drink. Yeah, I got a cooler, Jay. Smell off ice. Original today. It's cold too. Just took it out the top of the fridge. Saved it just for 2 o'clock. Sandro Mazzinghi. Yeah, he was one of the original guys at 154. Started in 62, remember? And he ended his reign in graceless fashion and could never solve the puzzle of Nino Benvenuti. But nonetheless, he compiled a sterling body of work at 54. He became only the second man to stop longtime contender Don Foreman, right? That was Gene's brother, Don Foreman, the great middleweight. And he took the title away from Ralph Dupas by a 9th round knockout in 1963. And then he won the rematch 3 months later. This time he stopped him in the 13th round, made a few more defenses, and then he got stopped in 6 rounds by Benvenuti, the guy we just talked about, right? And then he went the distance in the second meeting with Benvenuti, but Benvenuti beat him again. They're both Italians, by the way, too, right? And Mazzinghi rebuilt nicely after those 2 losses to Benvenuti, racking up a good series of wins to reposition himself for another world title shot. And the new titleist was Ki-Soo Kim, who had dethroned Benvenuti. We just talked about that, right? And Mazzinghi went over there and beat Kim to become the champion a second time, right? And then he had a title defense over Freddie Little. And he didn't give Little a rematch because, he fought Little in Italy, and they say he got some ridiculous home cooking over there. And he wouldn't give Little another shot because he knew he really lost, right? And because he wouldn't give Little the rematch, they stripped him of the title, right? And, his final record was 64 wins, 3 losses, 42 knockouts. He had a great career, right? One more. I thought that was 10 of them. That was 9. Okay. How many is it? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, this is it right here. Okay. Laurent Bauduani, 1989-1999. Had a 10-year career. Laurent Bauduani. Okay. Now, he was an underappreciated Frenchman, right? And he racked up an impressive list of wins, including a win and a draw over Guillermo Jones, right? Who reigned as a cruiserweight champion for years, right? And that wasn't all Bauduani accomplished. On his way up the ranks, he twice defeated future champion Javier Castillejo. He stopped him in the first fight. That was the only time Castillejo was stopped, right? And he fought many fearsome fighters. And the only time he was stopped was by Bauduani. Okay? And he stopped longtime title holder Julio Cesar Vasquez. Vasquez came into that fight at 56-2. Among his defenses were a wide decision over 38-2, Carl Daniels, and a stoppage of Terry Norris, but Terry was kind of like winding down then, yeah. And while not a great fighter, Bauduani was tough, had a big right hand, and had a vastly underrated resume. That's what got him on this list, his resume. He had a fire resume. Now let's talk about the current rankings at super middleweight. Some of the current guys at super middleweight, okay? Let me see. Turn the light on for a minute. Yeah, man, I didn't have a music on loop yesterday. Remember, it kept going off and I was going crazy. I don't know how it got off a loop, but I got it back together. Boxing base. Okay. Let me see if it works this time. There it is right there. I love it when a plan comes together. Usually once the show starts, nothing works right. Junior middleweight top 10 rankings. Current, okay? Now at number 1 is that bad man, Terrence Bud Crawford of the United States, the WBA champion at 154-2. 41 wins, no losses, 31 by way of knockout. Terrence Bud Crawford. At number 2, at 154 currently, Sebastian Fundora, the Towering Inferno from the United States. He's 21-1 with 1 draw, 13 knockouts. Yeah, the guy sparked Sebastian out a few fights ago. Number 3, oh my goodness, Bakram Murder from Russia. That sounds right. 23-0. Sebastian is the WBO champion, by the way, too. Murder Zerliev is 23-0 with 17 knockouts. He has the IBF strap at junior middleweight. Ranked number 4, Israel Madrimov of Uzbekistan. 10-1, 1 draw, 7 knockouts. Only loss came to Bud, remember, in his last fight. Number 5, Tim Tszyu from Australia. 44 wins, 34 wins, 2 losses, 17 knockouts. Okay. Number 6, Virgil Ortiz of the United States. Virgil is 22-0 with 21 knockouts. Yeah, his last fight, which I thought he lost. But hey, the judges didn't think so. But he still got a 95% knockout rate. Now they said all these people that's talking about that Virgil, Boots Duck Virgil and all that, they're not even in the same weight class. A guy in Virgil's weight class called him out by the name of Xander Zayas, and Virgil turned that fight down. But how come nobody says anything about that, Virgil ducking Xander Zayas? None of them are ducks. But if you're going to say Boots Duck Virgil, not even in the same weight class, shouldn't you be saying Virgil duck Xander Zayas? The people, they had their picks. They had their picks. I don't consider any of them ducks. But for those who do, if Boots duck Virgil, then Virgil duck Xander Zayas. Just because if you're going to say a duck and somebody calling you out, you don't fight them. If you call that a duck, then you would have to say Virgil duck Xander Zayas. Now, me personally, let me make this clear. I don't call any of them ducks. But I heard a lot of people saying Boots duck Virgil, so keep the same energy. So shouldn't you say Virgil duck Xander Zayas? Because Zayas sure called him out. They're not fighting. So by some people's standards, that should be a duck too. Keep the same energy for all these fighters. If you're going to go that way, go that way. Be about it, man. Don't have your picks. Right? Number 7, Sergio Boychuk from the Ukraine. 24 wins, 2 losses, 23 knockouts. I still think him and Virgil was fight of the year. Yeah. Him and Virgil's fight was the only fight each of them didn't stop their opponent in, too. Other than that fight, all the other fights were stoppages. Virgil versus Boychuk is the only fight where they both went the distance. And Boychuk also has a 95% knockout rate. Number 8, Brian Mendoza. That's who stopped Fundora. Brian Mendoza from the United States. 22 wins, 4 losses, 16, but not by way of knockout. Number 9, Jesus Ramos from the United States. 21 wins, 1 loss, 17 knockouts. Number 10, Charles Conway from the United States. 21-0, 16 knockouts. Okay? Who says Mexico runs boxing? 8 of these 10 was from the United States. None of them was from Mexico. Mexico don't run 154. That's for sure. They do not run 154. That's for sure. Okay. Now let's talk about some of the top fights in the 154-pound division. Some of the top fights at 154 over the years, okay? Just started in 62 now, so, we don't go way back to the old days. I guess 1962 is the old days, right? Yeah. But let's talk about some of these top fights. We are approaching link time. Where's Jarrell? I haven't seen Jarrell in here today. Define Arnie is here. I know he had Define Arnie will hit my link. Jarrell playing hooky. I told him about being late. Wait a minute now. Okay, bear with me. I knew something had to mess up. It was going too good. That should be it right there. There it is. I don't know what I hit just now, but I got it. Some of the top junior middleweight fights in boxing history. Okay. Now, It has not really been that long, a couple years since Jermell Charlo and Brian Castano, remember? That was the one I had on the junior middleweight showdown. Where's Castano at? That was for all the marbles at 154, remember? And let's keep it simple. Call it 154. But nevertheless, the buzz around that disputed draw, that was the first one, right? Mel knocked him out in the second one. Let's go past. Let's start with the fights, okay? Some of the top fights at 154. Okay, number 10. No pictures. Ran out of time to get the pictures. But let's do this. Put Mel and Castano back up there. Talking about 154 fights. There you go. Okay. Now, yeah. Thomas Hearns versus Wilfred Benitez, December 3rd, 1982. Now, this was a fantastic scientific battle, right? Over 15 rounds. And this is what I mean. Like, Hearns was very versatile. He got in there and brawled with Roberto Duran and knocked him out over the 2 rounds. And then he had a scientific boxing match with Benitez over 15 rounds, right? Very versatile guy. Now, I don't know why this fight should get more recognition. Maybe it's because it was not as stellar as the fights both men had with Sugar Ray Leonard. Or perhaps it was overshadowed due to the fact one of the best action fights of the decade between Wilfredo Gomez and Lupe Pintor occurred on the same televised undercard. Yeah, Gomez and Pintor was on that card. The Hearns versus Benitez is not a great action fight, but it was a remarkable boxing match. One of the best the weight class has ever seen. Okay? Hearns and Benitez. Next is Jared Hurd and Erslandy Lara. April 7th, 2018. Hurd won a 12-round decision over Lara. Okay? This was a fun action fight that was on the short list for the fight of the year that year, 2018. It also squelched the thought that Lara was agony to watch, right? While Hurd has not solidified the superstar status that many people thought he was on the way to, he was still fun to watch. He's still fun to watch and an easy guy to root for. While on the other side of the mountain, Lara is still dangerous and brutal to look good against. Lara was like 40-something years old, still going too. And the tricky southpaw fell slightly short in this modern-day classic. Yeah, Hurd outpointed him over 12 rounds. Next, Jermell Charlo versus Tony Harrison, 2, December 21st, 2019. Jermell stopped Harrison in the 11th round. Was it that late? I thought it was before 11. Wow. I did not know that fight went that deep. That's crazy. Now, this was the ultimate redemption fight in the modern era. Harrison had defeated Charlo with a questionable decision to hand the twin his first loss, right? That was Mel's first loss. In the rematch, Mel left no doubt and left the judges out of it as he smashed Harrison over 11 high-octane rounds. And while Charlo made sure that the judges did not have a say in this fight, that did not mean that an official almost spoiled a perfect night. Jack Reese, unnecessary sobriety test, nearly and poor refereeing overshadowed Charlo's fantastic performance, right? Even if you're a fan of Reese, you would be untruthful if you did not admit he did not have a good night. Yeah, Reese did a terrible job refereeing that fight. I remember that? Jack Reese. Next, Wilfred Benitez versus Maurice Hope, May 24th, 1981. Benitez stopped Hope in the 12th round. Knocked him out. 12th round. Yeah. Ring Magazine did not award him the knockout of the year until 1989. How can that be? Had that award been around in 1981, this fight would no doubt have been the winner. It was possibly the knockout of the decade. Not one for the weary, but one for the ages. Yep. Yeah, that was a serious knockout there, 1981. They didn't start more than, see, I'm learning too. I did not know they started awarding the knockout of the year in 1989. I thought it was way back in the 40s or something. Wow. That's news for the up to date. Ring Magazine didn't start awarding the knockout of the year until 1989. Wow. Couple more. We're approaching link time. Couple more. Nino Benvenuti versus Sandro Mazzinghi, December 17th, 1965. 15-round decision for Benvenuti. We talked about this just now when we talked about Benvenuti. Now, this was a rare rematch in the sense that Nino won the first fight with an unbelievable one-punch knockout, while the rematch was a grueling 15-round affair. Sandro was probably the first significant 154-pound champion and even won the title again after Nino lost to Ki Soo Kim, the man Mazzinghi won the title back from, and focused on the middleweight division. Fascinating fight with many intriguing storylines. Yep, Nino Benvenuti. Mike McCallum versus Julian Jackson, August 23rd, 1986. Second round knockout. We talked about this one too when we talked about Mike. Now, this is one of the best short fights of all time. Before being stopped, Jackson rang McCallum's bell so severely, he still speaks about it to this day, right? Mike was interviewed a few years later, and he told the interviewer, he said Jackson hurt him so bad that he knew he had to get him out of there, right? Next, Fernando Vargas versus Ike Corte, April 15th, 2000. Fernando won a 12-round decision over Ike that day. Ferocious Fernando was never in a bad fight, and he was in his fair share of all-time great battles. Most of the time, he was on the losing end of a valiant effort. Not the case here against an excellent opponent. Vargas was just faster, sharper, and made sure the fight took place on his terms. Anyone who saw this fight live will never forget it. Yeah, I saw it. Fernando Vargas, Ike Corte. Yep, 2000. Felix Trinidad versus David Reed, March 3rd, 2000. Felix won a 12-round decision over David Reed. This was one for the ages too, okay? When boxing fans think of Tito at welterweight and middleweight, welterweight and middleweight probably comes to mind first. The fact of the matter is that he had his best performances at 154, but he didn't stay there that long. That's why those other divisions come up first, right? Both men were dropped in this contest. Such a high-octane battle, you had no time to catch your breath, as the crowd was just as raucous as the action during the 1-minute break. Unfortunately, the fact that Reed was never able to catch fire again was probably why this fight is not held in as high regard as it should be. Yeah, Reed never was really never heard from again after that. Felix Trinidad versus Fernando Vargas, December 2nd, 2000. Felix stopped Fernando in the 12th round. It is not often that a fighter has two all-time great grueling fights in 1 year. Yeah, the one against David Reed we just talked about was the same year. Both Tito and McCallum and Ferocious Fernando can make that claim in 2000. Yeah, they both had the two great fights in 2000. This fight takes a back seat to very few in the history of boxing. There is nothing it did not have. Vargas bounced back after being bounced around the ring in the first round, dropping Tito in round 4. The back and forth did not stop there. With all due respect to Barrera versus Morales 1, this fight should have been the Ring Magazine Fight of the Year. Yeah, but Barrera and Morales won it. Barrera and Morales won it that year. And finally, Roberto Duran versus Davey Moore. Roberto stopped him in the 8th round. Davey Moore. Okay? A classic in every sense of the word. One of the most grueling fights ever. Duran was a maniac, but Moore would not back down. Some of the best exchanges you will ever see, and one of the most blood and guts stoppages you could ever ask for. There's nothing this fight did not have. Duran came back full circle from no Moss, and sadly, Moore was never able to get back to form after this fight. Many people feel this loss was part of Moore's overall demise and premature death. The harsh reality that only combat sports can produce. The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat was never more apparent than it was on the Hands of Stone's 32nd birthday. What more can you ask for? Yeah, this was Duran's 32nd birthday. Yeah. Okay, let's look at we want to look at the longest reigning champions at junior middleweight. Then I'm gonna drop the link in like 10 minutes, okay? Junior middleweight. The longest reigning champions in history in the division. Okay? Then we drop the link in. I think. No, we're not going to look at the longest reigning champions. How about I drop the link now so we get some extra time with the link today? How about that? Okay. All right. How's everybody today? It's still early in the week. We didn't review the week. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about some more fights that we didn't get over the years. These are fighters that fought in the same era, but for whatever reason, some reason or another, they never fought. We're going to cover that tomorrow, you know. And Thursday is boxing in the States. And I missed a couple. I went straight from Missouri to New Jersey. I missed Nebraska, and I missed Nevada. We're Las Vegas, the boxing capital of the world. How did y'all let me miss Nevada? And Nebraska, Bud Crawford's hometown. So Thursday is going to be Nebraska. We got to go back and cover them too. Thursday is going to be Nebraska. And then Friday is the life and career of Carl Froch. Carl Froch is the profile this week. Yep. One of the greatest UK fighters of all time. Was in the Super 6 at super middleweight. Lost in the finals to Andre Ward. I think Froch had the WBC. He had one of them. Ward had one and Froch had one. WBA and WBC was unified in that fight. But Froch made the final. Him and Andre, man, never mind. Don't worry about that. That was a mistake. Him and Andre never had the rematch. It was a good fight though. Went the distance. Andre took over the fight, coming down the stretch. Andre was a fundamentally sound fighter, man. You wasn't gonna beat Andre because of the SOG because of the mistake he made. Yeah. Okay, here comes the link. Still early in the JBT day too, remember? We got let me do the whole day. We start out in the morning with Crush the Legend at 6 a.m. That's a joint TWT JBT operation there, so you know that's fire. Crush the Legend with the coffee and donuts at 6 a.m. Then J Hardcore at 8 a.m. over the hangout up, and we go hang in there for a few hours. Talk all kinds of stuff, boxing, food, a lot of fun in the hangout, okay? And then 2 o'clock is Cash Sports, bringing you all that boxing history. 4 p.m., Just Do Boxing, bringing you that balanced, unbiased boxing talk. Everything going on in boxing today, and you get it right, okay? Everybody gets to just do boxing. Then at 8 o'clock, we got BBO Boxing TV in the game. D Free, Prize Fighter, Thomas Hill. And you get to see Crush the Legend again over there with them guys, okay? 8 p.m. And then closing it down to 9 is the Mighty Rise podcast, okay? Joined by a lot of times by Javante Davis's two trainers, Calvin Ford, Kenny Ellis, Senior, and Squeeze in there putting it down. And then on Wednesdays, we got Let's Talk Fashion, our fashion show. A blend of fashion, entertainment, sports, and life. And then on Fridays at 10 p.m., we got the Angry White Men podcast, D1 William Old School of Rant, Fire Show. They close it down for us on Friday. Okay. That's the JBT. Just boxing talk. That's all. That's all. And there go the link. That's all. Almost 3:30. We can do it a little early today. It is. I don't know what happened. It's on the other one just now. Yeah. Okay. But how's everybody today? It's the big fight week for the heavyweight showdown. Fury and Usyk 2. Who y'all got? I got Fury this time. Okay. Decision. Think he's going to be able to box his way to a decision. Fury is a very good boxer. He was doing well early in the other fight, right? Why he started playing around and all that kind of nonsense, I will never know. But I think he'd be taking more seriously this time and get it done. And then they got to have a third one. Can't just leave it 1-1, you know? Got to have a third fight. And great card overall, though. Great card overall. That's one of those Riyadh seasons, you know? Let's take a look at it. Take a look at the card right quick. Let me get it up here. And 25 is starting over for Bang, too. You know, February 1st, is the David versus David. David Benavidez, David Morrell. I'm betting on David in that one. Okay. I'm picking David. Yeah, then we got Tank and Lamont Roach. What is that? Is that March 1st? I think. Yeah, Tank and Roach. Coming up next year. Virgil and Madrigal supposed to fight. Yeah, here's tomorrow. Yeah, they were saying Madrigal couldn't fight Bohachuk in December, didn't fight Virgil in March. But Sugar Ray and Jake LaMotta fought on February 5th, 1943, and then fought again on February 24th, 1943. And 2 weeks later, Jake fought somebody else. So how come these guys can't fight 3 months apart? Harry Grant fought 45 times in 1919, 37 in 1917. That's 82 right there, right? I know he had 8. And he fought, that's almost 100 times in 3 years, man. These guys can't fight twice in 3 months? Come on, man. They ain't that soft. But that's the sign of the time. These guys not built like them old school guys was. Yeah, Fury and Usyk. It's not undisputed this time, though, because Usyk got stripped of the IBF. Bohachuk is on this card. Sergio Bohachuk, wow. Fighting against Ismail Davis. Isaac Blow, Lee McGregor, Dennis McCann, Peter McGrail, Moses Itama, Dempsey McKean. Ain't that damn good. Johnny Fisher, David Allen. Plus there's another card tomorrow from the Kinshasa Democratic Republic of the Congo. Okay, that's Ilunga Makabu. Remember Canelo was trying to fight him one time? Then he changed his mind and fought Bivol. I bet he wish he would have went on with the Makabu fight. And then, oh yeah, we got one more card for the year too. December 31st from Tokyo. Kazuto Ioka Martinez is. Well, how come those guys always take their titles over there to fight the Japanese fighters? Martinez going to Japan to fight Kazuto Ioka, junior bantamweight, for Martinez's WBA junior bantamweight title. I guess they get paid a lot of money to do that, like Cool Boy did. But them Japanese fighters get the home cooking too, you know. Let me check something. Yeah, R49. And then that's it for the year. We start out next year with a bang, though. February, David versus David. Well, the first card is actually January 8th from Australia, Jai Apataya. Right? Yeah, that's January 8th. January 24th, the Monster, Sam Goodman. Was that one canceled? Pushed back some? I believe it was. Yeah. I don't think that's January 8th anymore. And then the big one everybody's been waiting for. PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video. David Benavidez versus David Morrell. For Benavidez is WBC interim light heavyweight, and Morrell's WBA light heavyweight title. Oh, Morrell is a WBA light heavyweight. That's got to be interim or something, because Benavidez is undisputed light heavyweight. Yeah. Brandon Figueroa and Cool Boys finally having their rematch. Wow. That is a good card. Pitbull on the card. Very interesting. Yes, that's a pretty good card there. Jason Rosario. The GOAT, Calista Shields is fighting February 2nd in Flint, Michigan. Danielle Perkins. For the heavyweight title, she just recently won. Derek Chisora, Otto Wallen from England. So yeah, Catterall and Barbosa. I'm picking Barbosa in that one. Yeah, I picked Barbosa. Then we got another Riyadh season, February 22nd. Evolve 2. Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker. Now that's the card there. Carlos Adames, Hamza Shiraz. That's the card there. Virgil Ortiz, Israel Madrimov. Any of those fights can headline a card. We also got Joshua Buatsi and Callum Smith. Shakur Stevenson, Floyd Schofield, Zilly Zhang, Ajit Carbayel. That is just about any of those fights could headline a card, except for maybe Buatsi and Callum Smith. The rest of them could be headliners, man. That's the card there, February 22nd. Everybody's saying Schofield. I think Shakur will wash him. 12 zip. 12 zip. Shut out. And then March 1st, another PPC pay-per-view, Prime Video, Javante Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. I see a knockout coming. What's up, Define Arnie?
How you doing today, sir?
Okay. Yeah, that February card better be ever. Revolve 2 is the best card. And that's full of main events, man.
Ever, probably. Yeah.
Gee, Christmas. Every fight on that card could be a main event, except for probably Buatsi and Callum Smith. Wow. But how you doing today, sir?
I agree. All good, thank you.
That's good. Yeah. Ready for the big... You picking Usyk, right? I think you said Usyk yesterday.
I knew you were going to ask me that. I'm not sure, man.
Seriously, I'm not sure. You're not sure yet? I'm going with Fury this time. Then we got to have a trilogy. You know?
You want to see the third one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be the rubber match next year. They probably won't even have it, though. You know how boxing is nowadays. They'll drop it at 1-1 and move on.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way the sport is now, you know?
You know, as ironic as it may sound, I don't see Usyk win. I mean, because he won the first one by decision, right? But
right.
I don't see them giving it to Usyk if it's a decision. I think you're right.
Exactly. You got to get him out of there.
Man, but that's a tall order.
He almost did last time. Oh, remember? He was close.
Oh, yeah.
That bell,
It was
if he had like
close,
another
actually.
30, 40 seconds, he might have got it done. He was close. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But it should be
Yeah,
a very good fight, though. You know?
Oh, yeah, the first one was a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't got no reason to. I don't see it ending early though. If it's a
No.
stoppage, it's gonna be late.
Yeah, I think it'll go to distance too. And like you were saying, Usyk really got to really dominate to get a decision. You know, it's gonna be hard for him to do that. I'm not saying he won't win it, but looking the way these judges are, man, they don't even have no shame. They'll give scores that's obviously wrong, man. It's like, no way. You know? This is crazy. Anything coming up down there in Puerto Rico anytime soon? I didn't see anything on the schedule.
Nah, me neither.
Okay.
I'm gonna check maybe Miguel Cotto Promotions or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Salute to everybody. You know, the usual suspects.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I was gonna ask you something. What was it? You know, one of those fantasy matchups. I forgot to mention this to you yesterday.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that at the end. I forgot which one it was too.
Oh no, but not for that. Well, yeah, we were talking about Hagler and Triple G at the end.
Yeah.
But
That's right.
I thought about another one that you did another day. I think it was the day you did like yesterday versus today or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. A couple weeks ago.
One of those you had was Beterbiev versus Rocky Marciano.
Yeah, it was.
Man, that one I've been thinking a lot about that one. I was like, man. So
What you think
to
about
me
that?
Oh man, I'm like checking all of the, like, they both have power and they both have chins.
Yep.
And they both have heart.
That's right.
But to me, Beterbiev is a little bit better boxer.
Yeah, I would go along with that. Yep. What's up, man? Yeah, I would agree with that.
That's an awesome matchup, absolutely. Oh man, Albuga is spot on.
Yeah.
What's the matchup?
Talking about Rocky Marciano and Arthur Beterbiev. A fantasy one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
that Thomas Hill?
I think Arthur's definitely a little bit more.
That's Ant.
How you doing, man?
A little bit more technical, for sure. I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, I would say so. Say that. Yep.
That dude Rocky Marciano though, his conditioning was otherworldly though.
I know. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
You know, Rocky Marciano to me is probably the greatest awkward fighter ever.
Yeah, Rocky.
Said the greatest what?
Awkward fighter ever.
Yeah, because I mean, he didn't have the most technical ability, but he more than made up for it with his determination, his conditioning. Of course, he had the power and so on and so forth. Like,
oh yeah, he had that Susie Q.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, like you right, and determination. That guy, man. You had to kill him and then to get him out of there.
Right.
Man, but I
definitely think Art is more technical.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Sure, yeah.
I'll give him the edge on that one. Like, everything else to me, they're like right there, neck to neck. You know.
You give him the edge because of the technical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a hard one though. Yeah, that's definitely a hard one.
That's a 50-50. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, that's, oh my goodness.
Yeah. I would say so. Definitely 50-50.
It's not gonna be much studying either.
Yeah, that's a hell of a fight. I like that Hagler and Triple G too.
Oh,
I got
yeah,
Hagler in
yeah.
that one.
That's
I
a
got
good
Hagler
one,
in that
too.
one.
You got Hagler by decision?
Yeah, and the reason being is Triple G. He's got good footwork for his style. He's got good footwork for his style. I think he's a deceptively good boxer. Of course, you know, he's got a hell of a chin. He's got the power in both hands and so on and so forth.
Mhm.
Both of those guys have a hell of a chin. But in
Yeah.
terms of being able to take a punch, the one thing I did notice, the few occasions where guys were able to go to Triple G's body, they slowed him down considerably. Like if you go rewatch that fight that he had with the Japanese cat, Murata, and also the fight that he had with Sergey Derevyanchenko. When he in that fight, when both of them guys, when they went to his body, they managed to slow him down a little bit. Some people actually felt Derevyanchenko beat Triple G.
Okay. Sergey Derevyanchenko, yeah.
Yeah, so the technician, man. I feel like Marvin Hagler, I feel like he could do enough to slow Triple G down to where he could control the fight. I feel like he could just slow him down just enough, because we know one thing about Marvin Hagler is the guy's punching.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's with either hand. It's from either hand. It's from various angles. He could be steady with his attack. He could also be like a viper with that gazelle punch, where you could be just standing there and then all of a sudden he's launching off the damn mat and he's hitting you with a left hook. So he's got a variety of ways of getting to you.
Yeah, definitely going the distance though.
I don't see anybody stopping anybody there, but man, I'm not sure. I can't call it. I swear to you. I mean, this is two of my favorite fighters of all time. Hagler is probably number one to me. But that Murata fight, didn't that happen like after, like, wouldn't you say that wasn't prime Triple G? I mean, I'm not giving excuses for him, you know.
Oh no, Triple G still won the fight, but what I'm saying is Triple G, even in that fight, the shots that he took to the chin, he took them well. It was to the body. That's where he slowed down just a tad bit.
Okay,
that's a tad bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was before the last Canelo fight, right?
But the thing with Triple G, though, and I feel the same way about Canelo, I think the reason why most fighters would be apprehensive about going to their bodies, you got to worry about what's coming back at you over the top.
Right.
You're very vulnerable going to the body. If you commit to that, you know, good luck. If they counter you, it only takes one to get you up out of there with either Triple G or Canelo.
That's right.
Yeah. That's what makes it so interesting. I mean, among other things, obviously. Man, I swear to you, I cannot call it. I can't say. I mean, I don't know if you have man, I don't know. I'm gonna say Hagler by split decision. Yeah.
Okay.
Because Hagler's pace, I don't think I've ever seen anything like it, honestly.
Hey, we got 2 weeks left in the year. What y'all got right now on the fight and fighter of the year? Any thoughts? With a couple weeks left?
My fight of the year is the Bivol Beterbiev, and fighter of the year right now, I'm gonna have to say my guy Dubois for sure.
I still like Virgil and Boachuk for fight.
That's the second one for me.
Yeah. I would have to, but now if Usyk wins this fight Saturday, I think he's gonna get fighter of the year. You know. But
I wouldn't dispute that.
Yeah. But Dubois has a good claim on it though. He's had a good year, you know. Yeah.
Had a hell of a year, actually. I mean, you can argue Usyk has one fight, Dubois had two, you know, big hairs and everything, but
but it'll be two at the Saturday though, you know, for Usyk. And he only lost his Fury ever, especially if he stops Fury, he's got it, you know. And it's his own Fury's only losses.
Exactly. And even if it is just one fight, I mean, what a fight, what a win it was, right? Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, I'm saying if he wins. Now, if he loses, I'm not too sure. But if he wins, I think he got the inside. He pretty much got it sewed up, probably. But you never know.
Yeah.
But he would be my pick. Yeah. What you think, Ed? You got any ideas on that right now? Fighter of the year, fighter of the year? Oh, Ed dropped off. Okay.
Oh.
But yeah, that's both of those are two good ones. I wouldn't be mad for either one of them, Dubois or Usyk. If Usyk wins, now if he loses, it's got to be Dubois. That's what I would say. Yeah.
I don't think there's any question.
Mm-hmm.
The other day I was speaking with you and Ant. Remember that we went off for.
That was last week. We went till like 6 o'clock or something, didn't we?
Yeah.
It might have been 6. Yeah.
Because Just Do wasn't on. And,
I remember that.
I said that my top trainer right now is Bomac 1, Ben Davidson 2, and the other guy I couldn't remember. I remember now it's Andy Lee.
Andy Lee?
To me, the job until he's done with Joseph Parker, I mean.
Right. Okay, yeah. He's had a good year too as a trainer. Who else? Does he have anybody else than Parker?
I think he's in Tyson Fury corner, or was at least for the first. I don't get it. Like, I see Sugar Hill in the corner, and Andy Lee is in your corner. How in God's name is John Fury opening his mouth?
Right.
Just how?
Because his father. If he wasn't his father, he wouldn't be nowhere near there, man.
I mean,
you should let them guys do their thing, man.
It's a respect thing, bro. Like, seriously. Like,
I agree. Yeah. What is he even doing over there? He should be like sitting on the front row cheering with the rest of the fans, But he's the father, so.
Yeah.
I think a lot of those fathers just should take a back seat, man.
No doubt.
Let somebody else. They can still be in there, but let somebody else come in and do the actual training and coaching during the fights and stuff, Exactly.
It's not that you don't need to be necessarily completely out of the picture, but you're clearly overstepping and you're taking advantage of a relationship that you have.
That's right. Yep. 100%.
I don't know. Something wrong with that, bro. Like, seriously. I mean,
I agree.
The more I see it, the more I'm against that BS. I mean, people say, well, what about Tito? Tito's dad was this trainer, bro, and he never like rubbed the spotlight from his kid or anything like that, bro.
Right. Yeah. There's some exceptions, you got some good ones that's just good trainers,
Oh, yeah.
And those guys got other fighters they train too. Who else does Teofimo's father train but him?
I'm not sure, but I cannot stand that guy. Oh my goodness, I couldn't stand that guy. No.
Tito's father
look good.
Tito's father. I can't remember the guy that beat Roberto Duran in the 70s. He was trained him also.
Esteban de Jesus.
Yeah, de Jesus. So the guy was a good trainer. He had other fighters too. He didn't just have his son.
Heck yeah. And every story that I hear about that guy is, that dude was a straight line.
Yeah, you can't even compare him with these fathers nowadays. No comparison, man.
Oh my God. What's the name of this guy? The Mama Schofield guy?
Floyd.
I cannot even look at that guy.
Yeah. I know, man. He just, I think he just likes the attention or something.
No doubt about it. Yeah. But anyway, I mean.
But I agree. Yeah, some of these fathers need to take a back seat. Like you said, they don't have to be totally out of the picture, but bring somebody else in too. A real trainer.
Trainer. I'm sorry, Cass. I need to drop off for a second. I'll come back if I can. Okay, no worries.
Okay,
if not, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah. Appreciate you. Yeah, we about 3:50 anyway, so yeah, we winding down. But I agree 100% on that trainer situation, man. Some of these fathers need to let somebody else do the training. But Tito's father, Trinidad, he had other fighters, other top level fighters. That's the boy de Jesus. He was a bona fide trainer. No comparison to him and some of these fathers nowadays, man. You know, who else does Floyd Schofield train other than his son? Teofimo Sr. Who else does he train? Now I've seen Bill Haney in there with some other, no big name people, but you know, he had some other fighters. But I think he needs to let somebody else step in there and help him out too. You know. But yeah, I agree with that 100%. Some of them just taking advantage of the relationship with their sons. Yeah. But don't forget, tomorrow is the raffle. Don't forget this weekend, the raffle is $360. Let me check. It might have went up again. Should be $400 by Saturday. $5 will get you in. You're $360 still. I got to put down that when we get off. $5 will get you in. $20 will get you 5 chances. Right? And winner take all. The drawing is 5 minutes after the Fury Usyk fight Saturday. 5 minutes after the result comes in. Then the wheel will be spun. The winner will be announced. And 5 minutes after the winner is announced, the money will be in their Cash App. Yeah. To go Christmas shopping with. You know, 4 days before Christmas is next Wednesday. Wow. A week away. It don't even seem like it. But yeah, tomorrow we're going to talk about some more fights that we didn't get. You know, fighters fought in the same era, but for whatever reason they didn't fight. We're going to have some more of those we're going to talk about. We did it before, but I found some more that you know, guys, top level guys that were in the same era, same weight classes, or around the same weight classes, but never got in the ring, you know. And some of those eras where everybody was fighting everybody, we still didn't get all the matchups though, you know. And we're going to talk about them tomorrow, what might have happened in the fights. And then, like I told y'all Thursday, I went right past Nebraska and Nevada. I went from Missouri to New Jersey. I don't know how I missed Nebraska and Nevada, right? So we got to go backwards. We got Nebraska is Thursday, home of Bud Crawford. And then Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas is the boxing capital of the world. How did I miss that? I got to thinking, I was looking at Nate was going to be, I was looking at what's after New Jersey. Then I got to thinking, hey, Nevada is before New Jersey. I did not remember doing that. So yeah, we got to do that Thursday. And then Carl Froch, one of the best United Kingdom fighters ever, is the profile this week. Old Carl. Mm-hmm. Remember, he was in the Super 6 final against Andre, SOG. Andre beat him, but it was a good fight. Went the distance, 12-round distance. Andre took over down the stretch of the fight. Yeah, pulled the decision out. Controlled it all the way, really, but, you know, it was a good competitive fight, though. Andre, I would say, took over in the early middle rounds, like 6, something like that. Yeah, and he didn't cruise. It was a tough fight, but yeah, clearly the winner of it. You know what I mean? I think the WBA and WBC was on the line in that fight. Yeah, Andre came out with both of them. They need something like that nowadays. A super, especially at 154 or 135, a Super 6 or a Super 10 or something, you know? Get all those guys in there where all the titles are all spread out and everything. I wonder why they never had another one. Because that was 2009 to 2011. It lasted 2 years. They ran over 2 years, right? It started in 2009. Because, you know, it's boxing. You can't just have a tournament like that in like 2 weeks. You know, it started in 2009 and the final fight was in 2011. So that would be good nowadays, man. Financially and everything for everybody, because you would have the top guys would have to fight the top guys. That's the problem, though, because, you know, in a Super 6, in a tournament like that, you can't control who you're fighting. And a lot of these guys, and, you know, they don't like that. You know, you got to fight who you're in the tournament. You got to fight that guy coming from the next bracket that wins. So that's one of the big problems, I think. You cannot control who you're going in there against. So, yeah, a lot of people don't like that. But that would be good financially, man, you know, because you would be getting the top guys against the top guys. You know, come down to the final, best against the best. 54. So that would be excellent. Yes, the fine Arne is back. Now I gotta find my cursor. Oh, there it is, way over there. All right, you made it back. Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, we was winding down anyway. But what you think about that before we go at Super? Like, remember the Super 6 tournament back in 2011?
Oh, you mean Andrew Ward, Andrew Abraham? Okay, yeah.
What about something like that nowadays at 54 or 30? You know, one of these divisions that's loaded. You know, wouldn't that be a good idea?
Awesome. I'm all for it at heavyweight, for example.
Yeah, heavyweight too. But you know, like I was saying, the problem is you can't control who you're going in there against. A lot of guys don't like that nowadays. You know, you just got to fight whoever wins. I think that's part of the problem. You know,
I mean,
but that would be
Turkey
good financially too. You know.
Of course, if Turkey goes in and says, you know what, enough of this ego BS, let everybody gets paid X, and let's just juggle the names here.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I would love that. Absolutely.
That would be nice. Have it in Saudi Arabia as a Riyadh.
That's a good idea.
It would last a couple of years, you know, something like that, you know. Because the last one started in 2009, ended in 2011. You know, but that would be good, man. Think of the money they would make.
Something different too, you know, not the usual BS, you know. Yeah.
You would have top fighters against top fighters all the time in there, man. You know, just like the last one. Carl Froch and Andre Ward was the final. Two of the top guys from the division had to fight in the end, you know? That's what it would come down to. Yeah. But I don't think it'll happen.
I'm hoping that it does, man. Now that I think about it,
that would be
now
nice.
that you brought that up, man, that's an awesome idea. Like
need
a couple of divisions.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good one, actually. Damn. Well, Super 6, I mean, maybe like more people because heavyweight is insanely deep.
Yeah, make it like 10 or something.
Yeah.
Make the brackets up and then go at it. The winner keeps on moving up. I think you had to have like 2 losses or something in the last one. I don't know exactly how it went, but yeah, they could figure it out, you know.
Some people will be left out, and maybe you're gonna have to deal with that. No matter how many you put in there, somebody's gonna be left out.
That's right, exactly. Yeah, you can't get them all. That's true. Make it like a 12 or something. But yeah, you never can get everybody though. That's a good point. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I'm all for it.
Yeah. I've been thinking about that for a while. Mm-hmm. But that's strange how they had that other one and never had another one, though, you know? But nobody else never thought about it again. Because it was a very successful thing, you know? It was very successful.
Unfortunately, too many people are benefiting with the bad things of the sport, you know?
Oh, man, exactly. They want it, right. They don't want it to get any better. Man. That is
it's like the doctor that doesn't want the patient to get better because otherwise he stops getting paid.
That's right. That's exactly it, man. You said a mouthful. Too many people are benefiting from the bad things of it. That is exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. That to me is the unfortunate thing. I mean, we all, you, me, and all of them, you know, good people. They want this and that, but the people that are, you know, yeah.
And you know, if we can sit here as supporters of the sport and think of these things, you know, the people that's running it think of them, you know, things that could make it better. But like you said, they don't want to.
Nah, they're thinking about things that make their pockets better.
Yep. That's it. That's the bottom line. They're thinking about the pocket, the money.
Sad reality, bro.
I know, but we still love it, though.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's why they get away with it, because we still support it.
It's like
for the most part,
I feel like a junkie, bro. I feel like addicted. I feel like, man, these freaking guys, they know that I'm gonna watch anyway. God damn it. You know, like
they can treat us any kind of way. We still coming back. Yeah.
Hell, you know.
Yeah. You got anything else before we get out of here? Get ready for Just Do Boxing?
I'm good. I appreciate it. Tomorrow I'll watch more of the show. Today I was a little busy, but it's always a pleasure to speak with you, and salute to everybody.
Okay. Appreciate you.
Yes,
Define
sir.
RN1. I guess I'll catch you tomorrow. Have a good day now. Be safe out there. Okay, Define RN1. And Aunt McQueen was up here too. I appreciate everybody that was in the building today. Let's see how we do it. Hardcore Boxing News. Define RN1. Al Booger. Mike Grimm. Just Do Boxing. Donnie Williams. Melanin Queen 27. Crush the Legend. Mike Mazik. And Miss Cass. Tomorrow is some fights we didn't get. And we'll be back tomorrow. Because if it's Monday through Friday at 2 p.m., it's the Boxtorian bringing you all that boxing history. Just Do Boxing is straight ahead. This is Cass Sports. Everybody have a great afternoon. And I will see y'all around those JBT streets.